Master Outlets.
Let's talk about it and be about it. Straight Talk with Chris Lee and Morgan McKenzie on 102 Jamz.
Happy Sunday to you. You are listening to Straight Talk on 102 Jamz. I'm Morgan McKenzie. Chris Lee is out of town right now doing what he does best with the news stuff. So I got you covered. No worries. So the holiday season is approaching, but you're still going to have people who still want to maintain fitness or either lose weight. You know, they don't want to have extra pounds gained during Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that good stuff. So I have someone here who could help you with that, with weight loss. And he's a new author of No Wonder Why I'm Fat. Mr. Todd Cheek, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing awesome, McKenzie. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
No problem. I'm grateful to have you. Miss Chisa Penix Brown, you all know her from Lady Business. She thought it was a great idea to have this Todd Cheek come up here to discuss his brand new book. So I'm excited to have you here. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I am a personal trainer, weight loss coach here in the Greensboro area. And I just recently kind of moved back down here from New York. So she'll be able to relate to that, of course.
Yeah.
And but this is my hometown. And I've been in the fitness industry or in the fitness business or just into fitness for a large part of my life. I grew up pretty much in the gym. And I decided to actually start a business around 2004. And as I stated in my new book here, I've always been in the fitness, but have I always been fit? And that's the question, because I don't know what sometimes, life takes over and, fitness it's not a part of your priority. And so what happened was at one point in time, at my heaviest on my body frame in terms of my height, I was 210 pounds. I thought I was buffed.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought I was buffed. I had it mixed up until one day I was in Jamaica and I was coming out of the water and I saw a picture of myself coming out of the water and I said, oh, my God.
You knew you had to make a change.
Yeah, and here I am. I'm a personal trainer still.
Right.
But like I said, I thought I was buff. So that's a little bit of my personal story and that shame story. But at the same time, it was that eye opener that I needed. And so that really started me to just say, okay, something's going on here that I need to take, into consideration as to my own health and my own appeal in terms of appearance. So I actually, did more research in terms of how to lose weight the right way,
The right way. Emphasis on that.
Emphasis on the right way.
So what is the right way? Because, you have some individuals who feel that, they can eat what they want just as long as they work out and hit the gym every day.
Yes.
And you have some people who just consistently stay in the gym, but they don't eat enough, maybe protein or, it's kind of hard.
It's because in my book, the whole thing is how to stop the fat confusion. That's the subtitle, because so many people are confused when it comes to losing weight because there's so much information coming at you on a constant daily basis. And that's the problem. And so when there is a right way and a healthy way, and this is my way, and I think it's really the right way and the only way. And you have to emphasize, of course, nutrition. You have to emphasize, of course, exercise. But the most important part is what goes on between the ears, the mindset. You have to change the conversation that's going on in your mind, because that is going to be what is going to either be short-term, long-term, or life-term.
That's a word.
Yeah, no.
That is a word.
Yeah, so.
As fitness, it's always been really tough for me. Like, people think I'm fit just because I'm petite, but that doesn't mean I'm in shape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like when I get started, I already have it in my mind, like, oh, this is going to be hard. Oh, I don't think I could get through it. And then next thing you know, I'm not even going to the gym anymore.
Yeah.
So how do you focus on staying optimistic about fitness?
Well, it's every January. And we're coming, this is towards the end of the year.
Resolutions.
Right? So, it's time to get those resolutions. We're going to be rich, going to find that job, that man or that woman.
Okay.
But one of the main things is that we're going to lose weight and finally get in shape for the new year.
Gyms are packed.
Gyms are packed.
Oh, my goodness.
You can't find a machine to get on, a treadmill or anything to get on. So what happens a lot of times is that you get onto the to that resolution program, right? And so January, February, you might be, still, going.
Focused.
You might be still focused. chances are February you pretty much lost some focus,
Mm-hmm.
if not in January.
Yeah.
So my thing is that between January and February and March,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing showing up at the gym is your monthly payment.
Real.
That's the only thing showing
Gosh,
up.
I've been there.
Know, you're not going, but that monthly payment is
It's still
definitely
coming, hitting the check.
it's hitting the gym.
Goodness
And
gracious.
so the one thing that I always say to people, or suggest to people, is to find an accountability partner. Somebody that can keep you in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be someone that is your spouse, a friend or whatever. Or sometimes you might want to seek a professional, like myself,
Mm-hmm.
and just to kind of like develop a program or a system that you can use in order to actually follow and keep you accountable, and make sure that you show up
Okay.
instead of your monthly payment all the time.
All right, so the title of your book, No Wonder Why I'm Fat, is pretty striking. Like, if I saw that in a bookstore, I would say, well, dog.
Well, yeah.
It would cause me to think about my own self. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you did pretty well with that title. Like, where did that come from? What inspired you?
I had trouble with that title, to be honest.
Really?
With you. Yeah, I had trouble, and I had trouble because I didn't want to offend people, but someone said no.
It's an
offend.
attention grabber.
It grabs your attention.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is that, as you can see on the cover here, there's an oversized woman. She's looking at this word collage of
Mm-hmm.
all these diets and all of these different things, and her arms are like, wow, no wonder I'm fat.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, it's the confusion part that people fall into,
Mm-hmm.
is the reason or primary or real reason why people are overweight and continue to be overweight. Because how many people have been on diets? So many people go on diets each and every month, week, year, day, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that boomerang weight always seems to happen. So how to get off the weight loss roller coaster.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what are some maybe 2 nuggets from this book that people can look forward to?
All right, I have what's called my 10 laws to weight loss success,
Okay.
guaranteed. Okay?
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed
I hear you.
that if you follow these laws,
Mm-hmm.
you will have a weight loss result. Bottom line, your body has no other way but to respond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you do these things, and one of the laws is finding your reason why. Okay, and this is my story and the real reason behind that. Years ago, when I was in the Bronx, Bronx boogie down.
My mother's from there.
Hey, boogie down Bronx. So one of my former clients, she came to me and she wanted to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Now she was an overweight, obese,
Mm-hmm.
and my question to her was, why? What is your reason why at this time?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Todd, I don't think I'm going to live to see the age of 46.
Mm.
Now, that's a real reason why.
Yes.
How can you say no to that?
46 is still young.
46
She still
is
has
still
more
young.
life.
Thank you so much for
Mhm.
saying that that's still young.
Yeah. I think it is. It is.
Yeah. So that was her thing. That was her reason why. That was her reason why. And then the second, now to continue with that story for a little bit,
Mhm.
she went on to lose almost over 100 pounds.
It's amazing.
And so with that being said, she stayed in the program because she had a strong reason why. So find your reason why you want to lose weight. And the second one is, like I was saying earlier, you want to change the conversation that, so in the book it says lose your mind. Okay, so lose your mind doesn't mean go crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but you want to replace that old conversation with new conversation.
That negative monologue.
That negative monologue.
Mhm.
What is your relationship to food? What is your conversation? What is your conversation or relationship to working out? But even more importantly, what is your conversation and relationship to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to be the most important thing right there. How you see yourself, the conversation that you have with yourself. Look at your surroundings. Things. It can be the food cabinet.
Mhm.
Look and see what's in your food cabinet. Look and see what's in your refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
That will tell you whether or not you have what kind of relationship you have towards food and also yourself.
You said something about your relationship to food. That made me think about, some people who go through things and they stress eat, or they have that snack cabinet.
Yes.
I know I'm guilty of this. I have a bad day. I deserve this cookout tray. I deserve this burger. I deserve these fries. I need it. But You have to think about these things,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. You always have that devil and the angel on the shoulder.
Yo.
Making that good decision or
Mhm.
bad decision. But you mentioned something, that stress eater.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. A lot of people don't realize how stress impacts their thinking and makes them do whatever.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because our human nature is to kind of turn towards the path of least resistance, we kind of like turn towards what's easy
Mm-hmm.
or easier. And so the what is easier a lot of times is going to be pleasure principles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that sugar or that high salt content, what can beat a cookie or ice cream or
When I'm feeling sad.
feeling sad. Find a reason. Find a reason. Let me.
So what's your program like? I know you mentioned that earlier. So how do you have clients?
Yes,
How does this program work?
Yes. Well, I have what's called I would call a 90-day transform your body, transform your life program. And so this 90-day transformation program, it centers on every aspect of the being. So we concentrate not just, like I said earlier, on nutrition and exercise, but we want to make sure that over a 90-day period, you're learning new habits. Okay, you're creating new habits, doing away with the old ones, and you're creating new ones. Because what we want is we want you to actually take this program and apply it to other aspects of your life.
Right.
And also we wanted to filter down into you. If you're a mother, and that's why I like working with, women with a family, because they are the homemakers more than likely of a family. And I've seen it filter down through the family.
Yeah.
Where they start to eat healthier. And then what happens is they're cooking now healthier, and the family is eating healthier.
Trickle down effect.
It's a trickle down effect, And so that's a large part of my program, and it can be accessed, online, and at the same time too in person. So we're not bounded by just one-on-one physical.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
People have jobs and kids and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are members of gyms, but a lot of people don't know what to do in the gym. So the 90-day program can actually, help with, an individual that's in the gym but just doesn't have a program. Because if you look at the success of any type of a business, like a McDonald's, for instance, or 102 Jamz, I mean, you have here a whole system that you follow,
right?
And if you think about a system and their success, or business and their success, more than likely it has a system. So I like to apply systems to my program.
All righty.
Yeah.
So this might be kind of personal, but what's your diet like?
Well, it's interesting because let's start with this, and this is my favorite. And my sweetheart over here, she can attest to this. I start out with my favorite, which is toast.
Okay.
Whole grain toast, peanut butter,
This is
or almond butter, and blueberries.
almond butter.
Yes.
That sounds pretty good.
Oh, yes. Try this almond butter and put some blueberries on there. And so what you have here, you have some blueberries, which is going to be a great, start to some vitamin C, but also important antioxidants. Okay. And if you have I won't go towards Jif or Peter Pan.
Okay.
Go
towards the organic peanut butter.
Give me some natural peanut butter.
Okay.
Give me some real peanuts. Give me some real peanuts. So you got that. Getting some good fats and some protein in there, and then you're getting some good grains and carbs, from the toast. So you got to make sure that it's a good, healthier, not white bread. Good
wheat.
Yeah, well, you got to be
whole
careful.
Grain.
Yeah, whole grain.
Okay.
We'll go with whole grain and lots of vegetables.
Okay.
Lots of vegetables.
You know what I found? Okay, I'm gonna
What's
tell you a
that?
funny story. I went vegan for a week.
I
almost died.
There we go.
Almost died.
There we go. Vegan.
Hey, but I was super shocked at how full the salads made me.
Yes.
It tripped me out. At first I was upset because I was like, where's the meat? But I just filled my salad with a bunch of stuff. I threw cauliflower in there, had green peppers, just all types of veggies.
You.
And I was full.
Yeah.
I had no meat on there, threw some fruit in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I don't think I need anything else
There
after
we go.
this.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Was it tasty?
It was tasty. I did a little drizzle of the balsamic vinaigrette.
There we go.
douse it in there.
Yeah,
But,
it's for swimming, floating around.
Floating around like how some people eat their salads and swear it's
drink
healthy.
it afterwards.
But I did a little splash of vinaigrette, and it was really good. But my mindset, it tricked me because all I had in my mind was to get through that week. And then once that week was up, I was like, where's Bojangles? I need my chicken supreme combo. But yeah, you said something right there. Like, your vegetables can be very filling.
Yeah, it can be.
I was super shocked about that.
You don't have to, and we eat food around, celebratory types of things, So the holiday season is coming up. So now it's time to, eat. The parties and everything is centered around food.
Yeah.
People won't, I can host an event, a health and wellness event, and you might get a few people come through. But you put some food around there.
Okay.
Free on top of that.
Free? Somebody brings the mac and cheese?
Yeah, somebody bring the mac and cheese. Now, this is not to say that you shouldn't eat whatever, can't eat whatever you like ever again. But my goodness, some of these all-you-can-eat spots.
Yeah. So portion control is very important.
So important. It's so important. You just, you can't out-exercise a bad diet.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So you have a Facebook page, Todd's Zone.
It's Todd's Health Zone.
Todd's Health Zone. And I saw that title, and I was like, that's pretty interesting because, some people feel that they can eat whatever they want, still work out, and they're still healthy. But tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, we can put on the calories within 10 minutes, And, you said it earlier. What did you say? What's that little cookout, something
yeah.
You can kill an exercise program or weight loss program with just that meal in terms of your daily caloric intake. So if you think about, for instance, like when I was in New York and when I put on the most weight, I was at 210 pounds, like I said. Now, to me, just because I got General's Chow chicken from the Chinese takeout spot, it was like 1,500 calories.
A lot.
Yes. So if you think you're not burning, you in a high intensity type of exercise or exercise regimen, if you're exercising, you might burn around maybe 500, 600, 700 calories. Now you go and have a General's Chow's chicken thing from the Chinese spot. After that, you've killed that exercise.
Yikes.
For that hour or so.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, I have with me Mr. Todd Cheek. He's the author of No Wonder Why I'm Fat and a weight loss coach. So what was it like writing your book? This is your first book. You are an author.
I am an
now.
author.
How does it feel?
It feels awesome. I look at it, especially when the first day that it came in the mail, I saw the physical and I was like, wow.
Touch it.
Then I saw my picture. I was like, man, this is really real. Now, I've done an ebook before, like the on downloadable thing, but having that physical book, man.
You can flip the pages,
and smell it. Yes,
it's nothing like having a book.
Exactly. So, and it took me way longer than I expected because I'm an idea person. And so ideas are constantly rolling off my head. And I had to say to myself, okay, you got to stop, And so I actually said, okay, this is it. I think I'm complete. I think it's complete.
So when did the idea pop into your head? I have to get this on paper. I need a book. Like when did that happen for you?
So check this out. Like I said, I spent most of my life in New York, and so I went to see an authors and also a business coach, and it was in a seminar setting, and it was about maybe 30 of us in that particular room, and he went around to each and every one, and he said, "Where's your book? Where's your book? Where's your book? Where's your book?" Because he wrote a book, and now the thing is, he sold the book for $50. Expensive book. But at the end of the year, he had $250,000 in his bank account from
the book.
From the book.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was why he went around and asked each and every one of us, "Where's your book? Where's your book? Where's your book?"
Paying it forward.
Yeah, paying it forward. And so a book can put you also in the front of the room too.
Yeah.
It can make you the expert, because, people do see you in a different light, And I appreciate that and I respect that. And I don't use that as a way of just, that's not the reason I wrote the book. But I wrote the book also because I wanted to get my information and my thoughts out there to as many people as possible.
Awesome. Have you had any success stories or anyone who's read the book and they're like, this has changed my life?
Yes, actually, I saw something. Every people that have read the book so far, and it was kind of like surprising to me because I'm in it. I'm in the picture frame, and I don't see what people are seeing.
Right.
But when people come back and say, "Man, your book is awesome," or "You've got to read this book," it's like, wow, I must have done a pretty good thing,
right? So, tell me, where can people purchase this book?
Well, they can go to my website, Todd's Health Zone, and this is for today and probably for the next 24 hours.
Oh yeah, you got
so
the discounts popping off.
Discounts popping off, surprises people and everything. So now, so this is what's going to happen if you go to my site, Todd's Health Zone, www. If we say that anymore. Telling my age. I might be telling my age here.
No, you gotta repeat stuff because some people might just now turned on the radio.
Yeah, so toddshealthzone.com, you go to that site, and if you put your information, your name, email, but also THZ as in Todd's Health Zone 102. Okay, you put that in the special code. That'll let me know that you listened to the show or you've listened to the recording, and you can get your special prizes, and you can also get a really cool discount on the book.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
look at you being nice and giving on this good Sunday morning.
Well, we're coming towards that time of the year, that giving time of the year,
That's true.
That's what we're all about.
So we have a little bit of time left. What is one last thing that you would say to get people to invest in their fitness, invest in their health, and to purchase this book? I know that's a lot.
Okay, so check it out. And this is simple but important. Pay now or pay later.
Ooh.
Okay. And this is why. This is why we're at an epidemic state in terms of obesity in this country and also approaching the world. So now most people, when they reach a certain age, will spend a lot of time in their medicine cabinets going through prescription drugs. Now you have to decide whether or not you're going to pay now to invest in your health, or you're going to pay later investing in pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
Okay. So that's on the real. And so all jokes aside, this is not so much. Yes, vanity is cool, but at the end of the day, it's about your health. So pay now or pay later is the thought for the day also.
I take that. Okay. I needed to hear that this morning. The way I've been eating cookout is ridiculous.
Oh, goodness.
I hope that was helpful for you, Triad. Again, this is Todd Cheek, author of No Wonder Why I'm Fat. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Mackenzie, it's been an awesome show. And thank you so much. And thank you to Cheesa. I know you're out there.
Yeah, Cheesa. I'm sending you love and light this morning. I wish you were here. Aw. You're listening to Straight Talk right here on 102 Jamz.